A young man tragically lost his life last week, and many people believe social media, an interview, and a robbery gone wrong all had something to do with it. I want you to meet BTB Savage. He was a young Texas rapper that claims back in January he was set up at his own apartment while with his girlfriend. According to BTB, it's supposed to be a music session, recording session with another rapper and his uncle. Things went wrong. Some point BTB and his girlfriend realized they were being set up by the uncle and said rapper. A struggle ensued. Apparently, Savage's girlfriend delivered the fatal shot that killed one of the two people involved in said set up. How do we know these details about this situation from back in January, you may ask? Well, BTB told us these details in a VLADTV interview that was released at the top of March. The interview gets posted, does 1 million views in about 48 hours time. Big time interview. BTB Savage is vividly describing a situation in which a man lost his life. From that BTB Savage interview, BTB Savage gets some followers, some clout. He goes online and posts a picture of himself apparently in front of the crime scene in which the people that tried to rob him, one of those men, lost their life. A few days later, then BTB Savage is gunned down in Texas as well in what may be a retaliation. First and foremost, I want to say rest in peace to both people who lost their lives senselessly. I want to read to you guys a couple of comments from a Facebook page believed to be young BTB Savage's mother's page and explain her thoughts briefly of what she thinks about the VLADTV interview. The Facebook post said BTB was going to do an interview about his music, but Vlad kept harping on the situation back in January. BTB said, no, let's just stick to the music. Rest in peace to that man. Vlad didn't even put the music conversation a part of the interview. I'm passionate about this one for a few different reasons. Number one, young black people are getting gunned down a lot of what's going on in interviews. And number two, I'm losing money over it. Let me be honest with y'all about something really, really quickly. I've had hundreds of thousands of followers for years now. There is a real reason why I won't do local interviews. You don't think I get hit up often about doing local interviews, about telling stories? And I don't think freestyles fit in this narrative. I think just really the interviews, right? Like talking about a person when they got things going on in the streets. I won't do them. I won't do them at all. Ask anybody. Until we establish that you are a rapper professionally, like got real motion where you're popping enough where you will never do anything outside of rap, I'm not really touching you, to be honest with you. Every now and then I've done a favor or two, but I really won't touch it. And here's why. Not blaming VLADTV for what's going on in the streets, but I'm asking y'all, what is the role that media plays in this one, right? I don't know exactly why this young man was gunned down. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to put one and one together. This dude was going viral over this interview. This interview was through the roof, and I think it's still up. It's still through the roof. The young man painted a very vivid story that obviously, if you have some people that don't like you and don't like what could have transpired, this is going to make them very upset. Reason why I'm bringing this up is because I believe there needs to be a card, a stamp, some type of separation between Jay-Z and young dude coming out of the hood that's trying to be a rapper. Like there needs to be a separation. Y'all understand what I'm saying with this? Like there needs to be a difference between NBA young boy and young dude rapping in Baltimore right now that's trying to get some motion. Hopefully that young brother gets that motion, but he ain't NBA young boy. He ain't Lil Wayne, right? Like I don't think it's fair to rappers that do this professionally, have sold millions of records, that's got real motion in music, in the streets, in the clubs. Like there needs to be a difference, right, between them and in the young one that wants to be them. Because this is how this stuff happens. I don't believe you should take all blood money. I don't. I do not think that's what Vlad did. And I'm not, there's no disrespect to him. There's not enough motion with the young brother BTB Savage's music to consider him a rapper. And in my world, to take that interview. I'm being honest with y'all. And I'm losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's put numbers on this, because I won't do that. You know how many dudes hit me up in the DMs like, yo, I got 5 for you. I got 10 racks for you for an interview. I know you are. You got some. Yo, doing an interview with you can help me. I don't want to touch them until they become to a point where it's not about getting clout from the rapper for doing an interview. It's about knowing that they're in a place where their careers will never turn backwards and they will go another route. We at least know that they are now an artist. Some people will look at that away. The way I approach that, I'm fine with that. I gotta know that you are a rapper for real. Because if I attach myself to you and you still in the streets and you 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you do an interview and you talking about something that you done did to somebody or maybe about to do to somebody, and they see that, I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night. That's me. That's what I live with. Does that make for the best interviewer in 2023? Probably not. Probably not. I sleep well at night knowing I won't attach my name to stuff like that. I'm not saying you got to be Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, or NBA Youngboy to get an interview with me. I can't get an interview with either 3 of those guys right now, at least. What I'm telling you is I need to know that you are doing this for your career and you're not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm actually protecting you from you. And Vlad's a big enough, established enough name where he knows that. What he's doing with Boosie, great. Boosie's giving him great content like 12 times a year. Boosie is an established down south legend. He will never be anything outside of a rap. Obviously, he's a businessman, but you get what I'm trying to say. He's always going to be a rapper at the core. That's great. I'm not telling Vlad who to interview. When you interview legends or people that used to be rappers that are established people in the world, that's okay. But when you're doing this with young people, we don't know none of any of their music. We don't know none of their music. I'm not saying that they don't need to do interviews, but Vlad's a big deal. Vlad's a big deal. And I'm trying to figure out the same person that can do an interview with Boosie, doing an interview with this young man. He doesn't have a record that I've never heard, and I listen to a lot of music. That bothers me. That bothers me. And I lose money over this. And again, people lost their lives in this one. That platform that Vlad's got, I believe is a little too big to do an interview with that young man at that point with what he was talking about. That one bothers me. At the end of the day, the onus is on the person doing an interview. And look, grown people got to be grown people, and they got to pick and choose what media makes sense for them, what interviews got to make sense for them in their careers. I understand that. I'm not oblivious to that fact. But we're in dangerous territory with the power that we got in media right now. With interviews like that one that just pretty much cost the man his life. And let's be real. That interview led to the clout that most likely led to that young man posting the picture. Yeah, can you blame Vlad 100% for that one? No. But to act like he's blameless in that one, I don't know about that, y'all. I don't know. Look, I am more than willing to have a debate, but I just want everybody to know that's why I turn down local interviews, because I already know what type of time, a lot of people don't know this, especially with cities that I'm familiar with. I oftentimes know what's going on with certain people that want to be rappers. We are in 2023. These are not rappers that want to be street guys. These are street guys that want to be rappers. There's a difference, a big difference at that. I already know what you got going on. I already know you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And in some cities with artists, I don't know. That might be even more dangerous, right? For me to do an interview blind and you speaking on things that could really get you jammed up in your real life. You're not successful enough as a rapper to move like a successful rapper can move. There needs to be, in my humble opinion, a professional rapper card. Meaning when you do this, I'm not saying you got to be Jay-Z to get the card. I'm just saying there needs to be a difference between a rapper that's got some motion, a finesse 2 times, that clearly is a rapper, versus the young dude that's trying to get to where finesse is, right? There needs to be a card or some type of separation, so we're just not calling everybody rappers just because they put words together on a beat. There needs to be a difference between a rapper that does this professionally, is able to get booked for shows, to the guy that's aspiring to be that. No, and hopefully they get to that point. Hopefully the young lady get to that point. But until then, there got to be a difference, because we're calling too many people rappers when in actuality, they were just getting interviewed pretty much just kind of like regular dudes telling street stories. You know, that's the reality of where we're at in the culture. Somebody had to break it down. Sorry, you know, whatever. I want to thank y'all for the time, love, and support. I know this was going to drop a lot of comments and everything like that. Please let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. I spoke from my heart, y'all. I really did. Like, I don't want to see... I know... Look, I've been at it nearly 8-9 years now. I know how much powerful, you know, how powerful these platforms are, how powerful the tongue is. And as great as a privilege it is to be able to talk to you guys, it's dangerous when used incorrectly. Time, love, and support. Never take for granted. I'm out.